talk about every game happened on October 25th, Friday. We have a lot of games. Let's talk about them. The first game is the Philadelphia Sixers and the Toronto Raptors, 107-115. Sixers still without any their top two players, Paul George and Embiid. And Drummond for sure he's a must roster until Embiid comes back. He had 5 fouls, but big game from him. Efficiency always going to be an issue with him, but 4 steals and 2 blocks and 9 rebounds is amazing. 6 offensive rebound, but too bad committed 5 fouls. Kyle Lowry became a starter, 14 points. And Tyrese Maxey, again, horrible efficiency with Embiid and Paul George. I think it's pretty evident that Tyrese Maxey, if he's just by himself, his efficiency is going to tank. But in theory, he should give you some more points. But if you are a Tyrese Maxey owner, for sure you want Embiid to play. Just from the first 2 games. Caleb Martin could be a streamer as long as Paul George is out. Same thing with Kelly Oubre Jr., who had 28 points. And another loss for them. For the Toronto Raptors, Davion Mitchell is the starter with RJ and Emmanuel quickly out. Surprisingly, he only played 19 because he has 6 fouls. He could be a streamer as long as Emmanuel quickly is out. What is up with all the fouls? Grady Dick had 6 fouls in 24 minutes. Is he a must roster in fantasy basketball? I don't think so. But he's been getting nice minutes, but that's because RJ Barrett is out. RJ Barrett is a small forward. I don't know that would impact his minutes in any way, but I just don't know if first of all he's going to get consistent 30 minutes, and how good is he as a fantasy basketball player. But if you want to hold him to see how things develop, he does have minutes, so that's nice. But it looks like his biggest strength is probably just threes. Doesn't really get a lot of defensive assists or rebound like that. Jacob Poeltl had 4 blocks. That's huge. 19 points and 9 rebound, big game from him. But he's not a guy that's going to play 35 minutes. Traditional centers now is just hard. Scotty Bombs, a really good bounce back game. 8 for 11 from field, 11 for 13. Added 2 steals and a block, but turnovers remain high for him. And we see Chris Boucher showing with 19 minutes, 2 steals and 4 blocks. This guy, if people play fantasy, remember years ago, this guy has a lot of hype. Whenever he gets minutes, he put up big numbers. People now maybe don't talk about him as much, but he's still the same dude. Give him 20 minutes, he will give you 2 steals and 4 blocks every once in a while. So he remains fantasy relevant if he start getting minutes. The next one is the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Magic, 101-116. How about Ben Simmons? Another game with 5 fouls in just 24 minutes. He could push up his minutes a little bit, but I think the bigger question is can he stay healthy this year? So far, I think he's, in fantasy, I think he's shown like he gets really good rebound and assist, and adding some defensive stats. So that's really good. I think he needs to be rostered in category leagues. But I would also, if he plays really well, I would try to trade him. I think that goes for all Brooklyn Nets players, to be honest. Cam Thomas, another big game scoring wise, 24 points, 6 rebounds with 3 threes. Dennis Schroeder with 20 points, 6 assists, and 3 threes as well. Dennis Schroeder for sure. If he performs well, you got to try to trade him. Dorian Finney-Smith, I'm really concerned for Nicola Claxton. This is the second game now where he's the backup center playing just 20 minutes. If anything, I think it's probably a buy low. If he gets dropped, absolutely pick him up, just because he has a lot of upside. So who knows? Somehow, Nets might go with a different lineup, because this is interesting. Going 5 small, just say fuck it, we're gonna go 5 small. Play Dorian Finney-Smith at the center. So far, I guess it didn't really work out for them. They lost to the Hawks, I think, game 1. Not that they care, to be honest, but they're just experimenting this lineup. But Claxton is a hold, and I'll try to buy low, just in the hope that maybe at some point he start getting more minutes. For the Magic, this is a great win for them. And how about Wendell Carter Jr.? He played well last game, played 29 minutes. That game was a little bit blowout. This game he played full game with 31 minutes. Absolutely must roster. The minutes is really good. He's a guy that gets a lot of rebound and shoots some threes, but doesn't really score that much. Doesn't get a lot of blocks. But Oh no, first two games really good, and I would also try to sell him if I can. Don't know if this is sustainable, but the minutes is just weird with the Magic. Jalen sucks. He starts. He just got a big contract. He gets 21 minutes, while Anthony Black gets 26. Hmm. There's some interesting stuff with going on with the Magic lineups. Jalen sucks. At this point, you gotta hold right. If he gets dropped, I would pick him up just to see how things go. It's first week. Sometimes things happen. Maybe 2 weeks from now, he's getting 30 plus minutes or high 20s. Ben Carroll, horrible efficiency. 6 for 11, 4 for 13. But I think that's what we know when we draft this guy. There'll be games he does things like this. 9 assists is really nice. And Franz Wagner, 29 points. Really, really good game from Franz Wagner. Good win for the Magic, too. The next one is the Knicks got blown out first game by the Celtics, and then they blow the first home game. They beat the Pacers pretty handily because the blowout, the minutes were pretty low across the board. And Miles Turner continues to get crazy blocks. 3 blocks here, 7 rebounds. If his rank is high because he has a lot of blocks, I absolutely would try to sell him. After this game, he is. Let me just see. Miles Turner. Oh, he's a 41st ranked player, but he's averaging 3.5 blocks. Right? If he gets ranked higher, I would definitely try to sell him because the blocks come and go. Really good start of the season though. Tyrese Halliburton, super buy low candidate, probably the biggest buy low candidate there is. But when you buy low in category leagues, you gotta know what you need. Is Tyrese Halliburton a good fit for your team? You don't want to overpay him, right? Let's say a guy like in the second round. I'm just thinking like a Devin Booker. Devin Booker is gonna give me more points. Devin Booker gonna give me better free throws. But Tyrese Halliburton give you a lot more assists and more steals, right? And less turnovers. So just be careful when you buy. And okay, there are a lot of things to be concerned about. To be fair, he also just had a game with 5 assists. This is also a blowout, but the first game he only had 5 too. He needs to have double-digit assists. He's gonna have a good game, but if you spend like a number 5, number 6 pick drafting Tyrese Halliburton, it is very, very concerning right now. Hopefully he bounces back. Don't know what's going on with him. Andrew Nembhard, not really fantasy relevant. If they have a back-to-back in your guard stats, you can stream him. Pascal Siakam, 12 points, 5 rebounds in 22 minutes is not too bad. And for the New York Knicks, this is a good game. Obviously a good win for them. Jalen Brunson, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 threes. But Brunson needs to hit more threes. A 3-3 here is good, but he only attempted 5. And he needs to get more defensive stats. Scoring-wise, we know he's going to do a lot. Karl Anthony Towns only took 11 field goals. Yeah, so catch usage right now is still not high. Like you see, Mikal Bridges took 12 shots. You see Josh Hart took 15. Maybe they're telling Josh Hart, hey, you might want to go more aggressive. OG Anunoby took 12 shots, and he has 0 assists. So Cat's usage right now is still not high, just by the shot attempts. But went to the free throw line 10 times and 2 blocks, 15 rebounds is good. That's the positive, right? Cat is not going to average 25 points. He's probably going to average 23, realistically, 23 points. Maybe he averaged 25, I don't know. But 2 more points is not his biggest, I think, in my opinion, this year. It's the increasing blocks, increasing rebounds. That's really valuable in fantasy. Those 2-3 points may not matter all that much. OG Anunoby, sure, good, but he need to get more defensive stats. Same thing with Mikal Bridges. He shot the ball really well, but we need more defensive stats. Josh Hart, 10 rebounds is really nice, 20 points. Josh Hart has been amazing. I would also try to sell high on him, Josh Hart, because he is going to. There's going to be long stretches of time where he scored very little points. Oh, never mind. He's the 139th ranked player because he's shooting 70% from the free throw line. But he's scoring quite nicely the first couple games. All right, move on to the next one. The Charlotte Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks. 120, 125. Okay. Trae Young did his thing. Not bad. And LaMelo. This is why, LaMelo was so he was still getting drafted end of first round or early second. Last year people were like, yeah, this guy, which is still obviously a concern. He is very injury prone and he could get shut down toward the end of the season. This is, all these. Oh, okay, but he had 10 turnovers. That's really bad. Six personal fouls. But just counting stat wise, 9 threes is insane. He took 14 of them, 34 points, 5 rebounds, only 4 assists, but added a steal and block. Yeah, LaMelo's fantasy upside is crazy. The guy takes a lot of threes. The guy can get rebound, assists, steals, and blocks. So really, really good. He just got to improve his efficiency and turn the ball over. Don't have that many turnovers. Nick Richards, if you want to stream rebounds, he's a good option until who knows when Mark Williams is going to be back. Really, who knows? Miles Bridges, 27 points, 3 threes. That's good. Efficiency good. But, lack of defensive stats here kind of hurt his value. And I would pick up Trey Mann too. He played 25 minutes off the bench. I would stream, Trey Mann for some guard stats. He took 19 shots, surprisingly. That's a lot. Only had 17 points. But he's a guy that I'll look to stream. For the Atlanta Hawks, I think it's pretty clear now. They're just, at worst, Okungwu is going to get half the center minutes. Another game he played 26. Yeah, they're moving from Capella. Capella, sure, if you need rebounds, you need blocks, you could have him. But it will be hard to argue if he gets 20 minutes moving forward every game, right? Obviously this game is fine. 7 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks. Dyson Daniels, absolutely must roster. You have to grab him. You just, 24 minutes here because he has 5 fouls. It makes sense to play him next to Trae Young, right? It just makes a lot of sense. 2 steals and 2 blocks, amazing. Jalen Johnson, another game he struggled offensively. The minutes looks really, really good. I would absolutely buy low if somebody's impatient. Jalen Johnson want to be like, what the hell? Why is he shooting 4 for 15? And his free throw has been bad too. But just look at the minutes, and he's bringing the defensive stats. Amazing. I like him. I like what he's doing, but his ranking is probably really bad because the bad free throws. DeAndre Hunter had a good game, 2 threes, 24 points. He's just a streamer when they have a back-to-back or they have some kind of injury. Actually, yeah, Bogdanovic was out. That's why he came in and started and played a good chunk of minutes. Moving on to the next game, the Detroit Pistons. Same thing every year. They're just tanking for however many years. They got Tobias Harris, who 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, still on the block. Is okay. We expect more out of Tobias. I think he will deliver at some point. Jalen Duren, disappointing in game with just 7 rebounds. It's not that bad. 5 assists, still on the block, but 1 for 4 from the line. Kate Cunningham. Damn, this is LaMelo Ball level. 9 turnovers. It's hard to win when you have a guy turn the ball over 9 times. Pretty crazy. 9 turnovers. But counting number is pretty good. Tim Hardaway Jr. is on this team. I'm surprised to see them playing him. Jaden Ivey, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 threes. Okay numbers. But Detroit, I think, fantasy-wise, there's not much to talk about, even though they're a young team. Because all the guys, like, let's say Isaiah Stewart get 30 minutes if there's some injury. Now the guys is exciting. Oh, I guess All-Star Thompson is that one guy that if he starts getting minutes, he's an absolutely must roster. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, first couple games, no good. 19 points here, 1-3 with no defensive stats. One big thing about him last year is he's getting a lot of steals. 1.8 steals. Can he maintain that? If not, I don't think he'll be close to first round on a per game basis. Darius Garland, 13 points. Darius is another guy. Like, what can he do this year? That will push him higher in rankings. Like, on a per game basis, his best case is, I don't know, top 50. It looks like, because he gets low field goal, high turnover, right? He really needs to get a lot more assists. I think more steals. I don't know. Feel like Darius Garland might just have another year where he kind of disappointed. Also depend on where you draft him, right? If you draft him in the 6th or 7th round, yeah, that's a good spot. But if you draft him inside that top 50, for sure, I don't think he's returning that value. Jerry Allen, Eval Mobley. Mobley, another big game. 4 steals and 2 blocks. Probably a sell high. he had crazy amount of defensive stats the first two games. I don't think those are sustainable. Usage wise, he's still kind of the same at only 6 rebounds. He's not gonna get crazy rebounds as long as Jared Allen is playing. Allen played just typical Allen stuff: 11 rebounds, steal and block, and went 7 for 8 from the free throw line. That's really good for him. Moving on to the next game. Well, we already talked about the Pacers. Interesting. They swapped the order. The Grizzlies, surprisingly, they got blown out by the Rockets. They got blown out by the Rockets. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is still out, so they're playing 80 some good minutes. Sure, you could stream him if you're looking for some scoring and rebounds and some blocks. Ja Morant. Okay. I was going to say the minutes is very weird, but this is a blowout. Ja played just 24 minutes. Last game, he also played sub 30 minutes. So clearly, they're like, yeah, if it's a blowout, let's not play Ja Morant anymore. So I wonder if that's going to mess with his average minute per this season. But yeah, this is 2 games now. I don't know if because he gets hurt so often, are they going to start playing him less? That's something to watch for. Because Desmond Bane played 29 minutes, right? 2 steals and 2 blocks is pretty good. 17 points, but no threes here. Santi Aldama, stream him until JJJ comes back. And Marcus Smart, does he need to be rostered? Well, this is a blowout. I would say if he doesn't give us a lot of steals, there's no point rostering him at all. Yeah, he doesn't really get assists either on this team. Yeah, I mean, Grizzlies, they barely beat the Kings. I don't know how far this team goes this year, honestly. We'll see. For the Rockets, this is a big win for them. Big win, but everybody committed a lot of fouls. Jabari Smith Jr., a big game for him, but his field goal remains to be he takes a lot of jumpers. 16 rebounds really good with 2 blocks. Emperor Shangu, another big game. Well, rebound-wise, efficiency not so good, and just two assists and a steal. But Shangu, I think I'm not worried about him. He just got to stay healthy this year. Jalen Green, big game here again. Jalen Green, first 2 games not so bad. This game he brought the defensive stats. That's really good to see, and that's really good to see him playing huge minutes. Because last year they were messing with his minutes a lot. If he can get consistent 33 minutes a night or 35, that would really help his value. Obviously, Fred VanVleet took 9 shots, all 9 shots of threes. So 5 threes is nice, but just 3 assists and 1 steal. Fred VanVleet is the guy in category leagues. His value it's not that obvious, right? But he gets you, good chunk of defensive stats, a lot of assists and threes. But scoring-wise, he doesn't score. He averaged probably going to average 16 points. And as a guy that's getting drafted in the 3rd round, probably the lowest scoring guy in the first three rounds, right? If he just scores 16 points a game. But he's really valuable. So there will be games where he takes 5 shots and does nothing. I would definitely try to buy low when that happens. Amen Thompson have 8 turnovers. Wow. Played 24 minutes. He's a good streamer. Taro Eason, 16 minutes. He did 2 steals and a block. Even, dude, if Rockets have a back-to-back, I need defensive stats and rebound, I will stream Taro Eason, even though he plays 60 minutes. Because he can be as aggressive as he can in those minutes and get a lot of defensive stats. He's not afraid to foul. Yeah. Really good win by the Rockets, too. Move on to the next game. The Bulls beat the Bucks. That's concerning for the Bucks. They lost at home. But I guess going into the season, nobody really expect the Bucks to come out of the East. Coby White absolutely went off. Coby White is a guy that if he plays well, you gotta try to sell high on him. 4 steals is really, really surprising. That's good for him. 35 points, 7 threes, absolutely went off. Amazing. Zach LaVine had 2 blocks. That's really good to see. 25 points. Not bad. As long as he can stay healthy. Nikola Vucevic, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 4 threes, no defensive stand for. This is such a Vucevic line. Bad field goal, good rebound, some assists, 4 threes, some threes, and no defensive stats. Patrick Williams, you could stream him for some defensive stats because now he's getting a lot of minutes, but that's about it. And Josh Giddey's minutes, I think is if you get it, it's a little bit concerning. And then you also have Lonzo Ball to worry, right? Are, are they going to play Lonzo Ball 20 minutes as we get to the end of the season? Already a lot of minutes go to Ayo Dansamu. So I don't know. They also have Coby White. I don't know. I don't think Coby White minutes is secured, like just locked in rest of the season. So yeah, that's why these players have a go off. I'll try to sell high on some of these guys. Coby White, Josh Giddey. For the Bucks, Giannis, amazing, 38 points. No defensive stats, but again, 8 for 16. Yeah. Damian Lillard, this is also such a Damian Lillard line. 28 points, 8 assists, some threes, good free throw, but no defensive stats with 5 turnovers. The problem with him is just lack of defensive stats, and he needs to get to the line more. But the first 2 games, scoring-wise, he's been good and good efficiency. Gary Trent Jr. with 2 steals and 2 threes. Yeah. If you need steals and threes, absolutely Gary Trent Jr. And I don't know if Chris Middleton comes back, Gary Trent Jr., but so far it looks like the minutes are really good. And Brook Lopez continues to block shots. 3 block shots. That's really the only value he offers you. So same thing, if you can trade him, I would trade him. The next game is the Golden State Warriors. And yeah, the Warriors, they might be really good this year. It's only been 2 games, and they really haven't played high-quality teams. But they blew another big blowout. I don't remember last year's Warriors team does that to bad teams. And Jazz at home is not an easy. It's they just don't just roll over. Curry, I think that it's really good to see him getting steals. And with CP3 gone, I think he also gets more assists. So good stuff. 4 threes, 20 points. I'm not worried about Curry as long as the assists and steals are up. Andrew Wiggins did work in 23 minutes. 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Didn't shoot the ball well, but Buddy Hield got everybody's back. TTT, Trey Jackson Davis. At this point, we need to pick. If he's on the waiver wire, we need to pick him up. He's clearly the starting center. His minutes are not going to be too high, but 6 for 6. He's going to have a lot of dunking opportunities if he can block some shots. Amazing. Draymond Green with 3 steals and 4 assists. Yeah. Draymond Green's problem is he's not going to put in that much effort in the regular season. His minutes is not going to be high, right? That's the problem with Warriors that they don't really want to pace themselves. They don't necessarily worry about the seeding too much, to be honest. Jonathan Kuminga had 2 points. Yeah, that's why it's tough. Some of the Warrior players, like Kuminga, is gonna have a game like this, also because they blow everybody out. But Buddy Hield went nuclear. Buddy Hield, you don't really pick him up after this game. He plays just 20 minutes, right? Nobody really has consistent 30 minutes. That's the problem with this Warriors team. Gary Payton Jr. is still on this team. They have DeAnthony Melton. They got Cam Anderson. Oh my God, they got Moses Moody. They actually got a lot of high-quality players looking at the roster. Yeah, they got a lot of bodies. So I don't know if in the playoff, how dangerous this Warriors team. They can switch. They can play a lot of different guys. And a lot of those guys, they're like pretty versatile. Yeah. For the Jazz, really bad loss. But when you play the Warriors, they're a good defensive team. I wouldn't worry. Keontae George, after going 3 for 18, 4 for 12 here, don't drop Keontae George. If anything, I would buy low. But another horrible game. If you have him, he will have a lot of games like this. You just have to kind of suffer through the bad field goal and turnover. Yeah. Colin Sexton, nobody played well. Walker Kessler, when you play the Warriors, when they go small, I'm surprised he even get 20 minutes. They're just going to play him off the floor. Taylor Hendricks goes 0 for 6, but I think he needs to be rostered because the defensive upside. Lauren Markkinen also had a horrible game. Yeah, everybody had a horrible game on the Jazz. It's okay. Just scratch it up and go to the next one. The next game is this is a big heavyweight fight. Phoenix Suns and Lakers 116-123. Phoenix Suns was up by 20 points early in the second quarter, and they end up losing by 7. This is not a good look. And yeah, this is a really bad loss for the Suns. Bradley Beal, encouraging. The minutes are super high for the big 3. 9 assists is really, really good. 2 steals and a block with 3 threes. Yeah, if you drafted Bradley Beal in the 70s or 80s, you're happy with this level of production. Really good. Kevin Durant, really efficient game. Had 1 block, 6 assists, but just 4 rebounds, 30 points. Still good. Yusuf Nurkic, with the addition of Tyus Jones and Mason Plumlee, this year we're gonna think about does he need to be rostered? Because the minutes, I don't know if he's a lot that better. I don't know if he's that much better than Mason Plumlee. I mean, I guess he could shoot threes 0 for 3. Mason Plumlee definitely cannot. So he spaced the floor a little bit better. But I don't think he's that good. Devin Booker, 23 points, 4 assists, a steal and a block with 4 threes. Didn't shoot the ball well, but I'm not worried about D Booker. And Tyus Jones, I think he's obviously a must roster. The minutes is super good here. Only 4 assists and a steal, but yeah, I think he could easily average 6 assists this year. That means he takes some of the assists away from the big three. But 100% must roster. I think it might be a valuable addition to this team. For the Lakers, LeBron 21 points, 2 threes, no defensive. I just don't think LeBron is trying hard. At least the first few games, and that's the smart thing to do. Why would he try hard? He's 40 years old. So you drafted him then out of second round. Maybe he's not returning that value, but I think if he wants to, he's still gonna put up big numbers. But for him, he really should focus on the playoffs and let AD, let Austin Reeves, let D'Lo, right, do work during the regular season. AD, another big game for him. 35 points, only 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks, but amazing. AD first 2 games, amazing. Austin Reeves, I would say probably a sell high, to be honest. 26 points, 8 assists, 3 steals and block. There will be games when D'Lo will have a really good stat line, and Austin Reeves is kind of quiet. But 5 for 7 from 3 is amazing. I mean, if you drafted him in the 90s or 100s, for sure. If he get his defensive stats are up, he's easily going to be a top 50 player. Austin Reeves, after the first 2 games, is a super small sample size. He's the 18th ranked player. 18th ranked. So, D'Lo, do not drop him. I would buy low on him. He still have 5 assists, a steal and a block. But 29 minutes is a little bit concerning. But I think D'Lo's still going to give you a lot of threes, assists, and some defensive numbers. So I still believe in D'Lo. But we know this is what he does. Sometimes he just give you nothing. Yeah. Let's talk about the last game of the night. The New Orleans Pelicans and the Portland Trail Blazers barely beat them 104-103. That is, I guess they are on the road and they just lost to Dejounte Murray. CJ McCollum, big game, 20 points, 4 threes, 4 steals and a block. Absolutely try to sell him, right? Especially when Dejounte Murray comes back. He's going to have a nice stretch, for sure. Brandon Ingram, same thing. I think to start off the season, he was getting a ridiculous amount of defensive stats. I don't trust it. So if his rank is like top 20 or something, top 30, I would also try to sell him. Yeah, he's a 14th ranked player. If I can get any top 30 player, I'll do a 2-for-1 to get a top 20 player. 100% do it. But people seem to forget about him. He was getting drafted fairly late this year in their draft because he will give you 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, but nothing else. Those 3 categories are very, very nice, but he's just not exciting. Right? I guess 20 points is somewhat exciting, but just lack of defensive stats. Not a lot of threes. Efficiency, he doesn't hurt you, but it doesn't really help you either. Zion Williamson, a horrible game, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, but the defensive stats are really encouraging. And with Zion, you got to think about pounding free throws, 8 for 14. And surprisingly, Jordan Hawkins is the one who got a lot of minutes with, I wouldn't say surprising. He's really only competing with Jose Alvarado or whatever. So, yeah, he's a guy to stream as long as Dejounte Murray is out. And Herbert Jones played 29 minutes, 2 steals and block, but give you nothing else. That's kind of what you expect when you draft Herbert Jones. Just defensive stats, and that's it. Moving on to the Portland Trail Blazers. This is the last game of the night. And how about Jeremy Grant? Absolutely try to sell high on this guy. He scored a lot of points. he took 17 threes. Okay, that's really good. DeAndre Ayton, just 10 points, 5 for 14, but 15 rebounds with 2 blocks. I would take it. Take it. Danny Advia struggled offensively, but I think it's a really good sign that he's getting consistent 30 minutes. And if he gets consistent 30 minutes, he will be good. He's going to be good. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, is 2 blocks. Just look at those 4 categories. Anthony Simon struggled again, 6 for 20. But I guess see him taking 20 shots is encouraging. 7 assists, but 4 turnovers. So a lot of turnovers and really low field goal. Yeah, if you have this rookie Donovan Killigan, at this point, you drop it. Yeah, they're not playing him. They have DeAndre Ayton. They are not playing him any minutes. So, yeah, it's time to drop him. And that's it, guys. Oh yeah, Scoot Henderson had a good game. 7 for 9, 15 points. But he's coming off the bench. He's not getting a lot of minutes. So, I would not hold on to him if I don't need points this week. He doesn't really offer. 6 assists is nice. But he hurts you in a lot of categories. If you're okay with it, you can hold him. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.